Make it 23 in a row. That is the total of preseason wins the Ravens have won dating back all the way to 2015. They get it done tonight, wrapping up the 2022 preseason with a win over their DMV rival, the Washington Commanders, 17-15. Hello, everybody. Tyler Jones here with you on the Ravens Rundown post-game show with reaction to the Ravens win tonight, wrapping up the preseason. And it was a game that did come down to the wire, but a lot of positives to take away from the Baltimore Ravens tonight. We'll break down all of those in just 1 second. But hello to the win column, right? Go ahead, get those W's in the chat to celebrate the Ravens postseason win, getting it done again, 3-0 in the preseason in 2022 for your Baltimore Ravens. Type those W's to celebrate the win for the Ravens. So the Ravens sat out most of their big names tonight. The real exception was DeMarcus Robinson. They needed to see what they had in him after signing him just a couple days ago from the Las Vegas Raiders, and he was phenomenal. 4 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown. Anthony Brown, the third-string quarterback, was terrific after we saw just a little bit from the Ravens' second-team offense. Anthony Brown came in and did a really good job, going 15 of 19 for 256 yards and a touchdown. He was really on it, and the defense held their own for the most part, as there were several times where there were drives that the Commanders had that could have been touchdowns that turned into 3 points. The Ravens did a really good job defensively of keeping the Commanders outside of the end zone tonight as the Ravens get the win. What's your one-word reaction to the Ravens win over the Commanders? How would you describe what you saw tonight? Let me know in the comment section. This is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it, and let me know in the comment section what your one-word reaction would be. For me, I start with Anthony Brown. He was just great tonight for the Baltimore Ravens. And in the case for Anthony Brown, here's somebody that is not going to be on the Ravens roster in actuality here in a couple days, the 53-man. Tyler Huntley, who has looked like one of, if the not best backup quarterbacks in the league, only played a little bit tonight, threw 4 passes for 25 yards, and then the rest of the night belonged to Anthony Brown. And with that, Anthony Brown, a guy that went undrafted out of Oregon, really showed out tonight of what he was capable of. And if something happens to Tyler Huntley or Lamar Jackson, I don't think the Ravens would hesitate moving Anthony Brown up from the practice squad to be their number 2 quarterback. You don't have to go sign another quarterback if something happens to Lamar Jackson or Tyler Huntley. Brown really showed out, and he's played really well throughout this preseason. You're the Ravens with not having more than 2 quarterbacks on the active roster more than likely. In the case of Anthony Brown, what you hope for is that you can still get him on your practice squad, and then if something happens, that you can call him up and he'll be ready to go. But he's certainly impressed with his performance. Also, got to talk about DeMarcus Robinson. He really just put on the burners and brought the wheels tonight, showed off the speed that he was capable of with his 4 receptions, 135 yards, and 1 touchdown performance for the Ravens. And the thing with D-Rob when he was in Kansas City was that we would see at times with D-Rob that when he would take off, and there could be days where he was Patrick Mahomes' number 1 target every once in a while. And tonight we saw that version of DeMarcus Robinson where he was just outrunning his opponents. His routes were phenomenal and really had a natural connection with Anthony Brown. They've only played with each other for a few days now, and they looked like that they had been connecting for years. And so what you hope for is that now that DeMarcus Robinson looks like he's in good shape to make that 53-man roster when it's all said and done, now what you hope for is that DeMarcus Robinson can transition what we saw tonight in the preseason to the regular season. You're not expecting him to be your number 1 or even number 2 receiver, but if he can line up and be a deep threat, if he can open up the passing attack for Lamar Jackson and stretch the field, that's a huge benefit. Look, he's not being paid a whole lot, just over $1 million, and just over $800,000 of that is guaranteed. And so if he can be your number 3 option and force the defense to, not count him out for what he can do on the outside, that would be great to see. And I love what I saw from DeMarcus Robinson tonight. Hopefully there's more of that football in the future. At times in Kansas City, he would disappear. And if you're the Ravens, you hope that he can stay consistent and be that deep threat like he was tonight. How would you grade the Ravens' performance against Washington? All things considered, with not playing very many big names tonight and going out there and getting the win and leading from start to finish, essentially. To me, I would give this an A with all things considered. Was it the prettiest win? Not necessarily. But you got the job done, and you held off Washington in that fourth quarter. I would give it an A. How about you? Grade the Ravens' performance, A, B, C, D, or F, in the comments section, and let me know. The season is just around the corner with the preseason officially in the books, and we are selling Ravens jerseys right now at chatsports.com/Ravens jersey. And there's still time to get your Ravens jersey of your favorite player before the season begins, whether it's Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson, Odafe Owe. Even if you want to go back in time and still rock a Ray Lewis jersey, you have opportunities to do that as well. We're offering it for you now at chatsports.com/Raven jersey to get yours today. That's chatsports.com/Ravens jersey. While supplies last, get yours in time for football season. Let's talk defense now. Kristian Welch was, I thought, really good tonight. 10 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 1 tackle for loss. Welch was all over the field for this Ravens defense. What he was able to do on getting pressure, getting those sacks, and also the tackles that he made in the open field as well. I liked what I saw from Kristian Welch tonight. Second leading tackler behind Josh Ross, who had 11 tackles and 1 TFL himself. But a good night from Kristian Welch there and making his case for some more playing time. We're covering the Ravens all season long. The preseason in the books. Looking forward to the start of the regular season here on the channel. And we are closing in on 7,000 subscribers. We would love to get there before the regular season starts when the Ravens begin 2022, Week 1 against the New York Jets. Can you do your part and help us get to 7,000 subscribers? Join the flock today at youtube.com/RavensTV. Tell a friend. Make sure all your fellow Ravens fans are subscribed to the channel as well at youtube.com/RavensTV. So, what say you? Name a player of the game for the Ravens. For me, I would go with DeMarcus Robinson, but how about you? Is it somebody that we've mentioned or haven't mentioned yet? Let me know in the comments section. Name a player of the game for the Ravens tonight. Final takeaway from the Ravens win. What happened to the run game? We have talked a lot about how good this run game has looked for the Baltimore Ravens over the last, several weeks of the preseason. And the Ravens were held to just 21 rushing yards and 1 total rushing yard in the first half. That was it. Tyler Beatty did not perform well. Mike Davis, whoever they threw out there, it just didn't work. The run game, there was 14 carries, 21 yards total. There was a rushing touchdown from Anthony Brown. But for as much as this system with Greg Roman relies on the running game to happen, it was just non-existent. Where did it go? You might as well put that run game on a milk carton tonight because it was just not anywhere to be seen. So with that, I think it was something that was out of the norm. Yes, there were a lot of backups playing. I don't expect that to be a common occurrence going forward, but it was odd that the running game struggled as much as it did. Couple injury notes for the Ravens as well tonight. Defensive tackle Aaron Crawford left the game with a groin injury, as well as cornerback Kevon Seymour left the game with an ankle injury. Seymour expected to not make the 53-man roster anyway. And then the saddest moment of the night, Poe the mascot was carted off the field. even when he was carted off the field, he still kept the mascot head on. So say a prayer tonight for Poe the mascot. Hopefully he is okay going forward. Thanks for joining us on the Ravens Rundown. We'll see you next time.